Hey, hey, thank you, everybody. Kenny. That's all right. Florida's own Forrest Gump. I don't know. Fuck. Oh, there's a platform here now. I wasn't aware of that. How's everybody doing? Oh, is it? You want to come up here and dance? No, I didn't think so. Thank you, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Woo! Woo! All right. I like to hear that. How many people from Hawaii here tonight? One. You clapping? You from here? You passively aggressively clapping? Is that how they work? Anyway, I'm from here. I grew up in this neighborhood right here. I went to Kaimiki High School around here. This is my neighborhood right here. I don't know. The amount of people that are moving here today, it's just nauseating to me. You know, we get a whole bunch of people, they just move here. And you would think they're tourists, but they're not. They just live here now. They're around here. And it's nauseating to tourists, they all come around here. Here's my thing with tourists. They come around here and they do stupid shit. I want to fuck them up sometimes. But the only reason I know I can fuck with them is because I know that they don't have guns. I know they don't. They don't. They really don't. And as for people that move here, that's okay if you're cool and everything, but the fact is, let me explain this. I used to live in Chicago for 3 years, okay? I lived in Chicago, and I would be so homesick. I'd be homesick out of my mind now. Like, the snow and everything, the whole difference in weather, I'd be homesick out of my mind, and I'd be driving along the freeway, and I'd see a truck or a van, and it would have the Hawaiian Islands. You know, you go over here and you see that, the Hawaiian Islands on there, and it would have very distinct stickers like Maui built, or, you know, like share the aloha, all that kind of shit. And I'd just be like, oh, fuck, it's somebody from home who lives here. Fuck, this is how pathetic I am. I was like, you know what, I'm going to drive up and I'm going to look inside, because that's how badly I wanted to see somebody from home. So I would speed up, I'd go up, I'd look inside the window, and I'd see the whitest fucking family I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Every time. This has happened more than one occasion. And they're all and you know what makes it worse is they're all fucking happy. They're all over there, they're smiling, they're happy, they're all singing. I know they are, because all of their mouths are moving at the same time. And they're not even a good-looking family, too. I'm talking about like borderline white trash people. Like they're just like, I'm just like, oh my God, this is not people from Hawaii. This is the complete opposite right here. What the fuck? And you know what, flash forward, I come home and I think, oh, okay, I'm gonna be home now. I'm gonna be home, okay, so I'm gonna be home. And you know what, I come home, every fifth car is like that. It's a white family from there, and that's nothing against you guys. That's just, you know, you think you're at home and you're just like, this is not home anymore, you know? It's a culture shock when you come home. So that's pretty much what it is. And the other thing too is that's the other thing too. It's really white trash people. They're not even good looking white people. They're white trash people. Like they're kind of walking around, they're spitting. It's white trash people all day in a tropical paradise. And I'm just thinking to myself, what is this? Is this Florida? Is this Florida? It feels like it, because I've been to Florida, and here, flash forward, I'll tell you a story about Florida. Me and my brother went to a bar in Florida, and there were 3 pregnant women just smoking and drinking out of their mouth. And my brother's like, is that good for the baby? And the girl's like, well, you'd think it would be, but you know, my sister did it, and you know, the worst thing that can happen is low birth weight and asthma. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with these people? So that's pretty much what you got right there with these people over there. And I think to myself, how can we remedy a problem like this? And I think it's probably because there's not that many black people living here. A lot of white people don't like black people, especially those kinds, so they probably look here and go, oh, there's not that many black people. Yeah. So I think more black people should move here. It's either that, or if you live here, probably we should get Micronesians to go and live next door. Anyway, speaking of ugly people, I have a niece and a nephew. They're both ugly too. Jesus Christ. Ugly out of their mind. And when I think about these people right here, like my niece and nephew, I remember when my sister told me, like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. You know when people tell you they get pregnant? The first thing, you know, everybody's like happy. The first thing that I think, this is how fucked up my mind is. The first thing I think is, somebody came in my sister. That's how fucked up my head is. Like, and you know what? Here's the thing too. That's probably what dads think. That's why dads are pissed most of the time, right? Dads are pissed because they're over there like, you're what? The first thing in his head is somebody came in my sister. And here's the thing with babies and children getting pregnant is they don't want that, right? They don't want that. But then after you get to a certain point in your life, they do want that. And you know, your mom is over there like, you know, you should try and get pregnant right there. They're basically saying, you know, you should try to take some loads. You should try to take some loads in your pussy. That's basically what they're trying to tell you here. So here's my other thing too is, you know, when you're walking around and you see a pregnant lady, total slut, she's been taking loads all fucking day. She's been trying to get pregnant. So she's been taking loads. She's been putting her legs up in the air, taking loads. She's been trying to take loads on a full moon because she fucking thinks that'll fucking increase her chances to get pregnant. That's what she thinks. She's been taking loads all day, all night. So here's my other thing too is, you know, people go around and they talk about like these young girls wearing, you know, these slutty clothes. And like, that girl's a fucking total slut right there. No, the real slut is pregnant ladies. Any pregnant person you see, that's the fucking real slut here. She's a whore and she's been taking loads all day long. God bless those whores, because that's how we get more people. Thank you.
Hello. God bless the whores of America. Land that I know. Ladies and gentlemen, the next guy coming to the stage heads the male comics of Hawaii, and he is also a comedian in his own right. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Ian Shippen.
Hello, all the people that stayed for that last set. Okay, cool. I'm not actually a comedian, I'm actually looking for my phone. Did anybody see a red phone around? No? That's a serious question. I lost my phone. Okay, I guess I'll look for it after the set. So, I was outside getting high, that's why I lost my phone, guys. I was a little stoned, you know, it was kind of cool. Like, I would always get high when I was in high school, and I'd hide that from my mother. Only to find out now that I'm older that she was hiding the fact that she was getting high from me when she was an adult. Like, the entire time I was scared that she would come into my room and be like, what's that smell? And I could have just been like, you, Mom. You were that smell. Smelled like you. What's good with me? I applied out for some jobs. How do you tell your current job that you want to break up with them? Just be like, it's not you, it's money. I know. I applied out for jobs, and there's this one guy that wanted to hire me just based off of my resume, which I feel is like trying to like marry somebody based off of their Tinder. Like, slow down, let's get to know each other first, dude, or something. And I made the joke of I made the mistake of telling him that I do comedy. He's like, tell me a joke, and I was like, your benefits package. It's terrible. Terrible. Thank you for sticking through that. Four people in here. Thank you, Jasmine Bautista, for the support. But I actually like interviewing because I like wearing ties, right? Like, I was always a little Filipino kid in high school that would wear a tie, just pick them out in the morning, like, what color do I want to get my ass kicked in today? Red to match my bloody nose or black and blue to match my eyes. What's up, Kelly? How you doing tonight? That's actually why I have a flat nose, by the way, guys. Not because I'm Filipino, but because I didn't know how to duck. Yeah, that's pretty good. Thank you, Kelly. Yes. Yeah, you get it. You get it. I don't know. Filipinos, man. I'm Filipino. Any Filipino else? Jasmine's Filipino. I lived in the mainland for a while. It's cool being back in Hawaii where I'm Filipino again, right? Because California is Mexican. In New York, I was Puerto Rican. And when I drove through Virginia, I was black in Virginia, guys. It wasn't fun. We'll talk about that. I have no idea what to talk about tonight. So you guys, consolation? I'm so stoned. In fact,
I believe in you.
huh? I'm not feeling it tonight. Kenny Kusaka, come on, man. I'm getting off early. I'm terrible.
Wow. Ian finished too early, but he did do twice what he normally does. That was unkind. He didn't give me time to look at who's next on the list. I think it's Rayo? It is indeed Rayo. Rayo. Oh, go back behind the curtain. We'll do a big intro. What do you want me to say? Anything I want. I already said anything I want. That's not a privilege. Well, hey, Rayo's coming to the stage. Rayo!
Welcome back, Kenny. How's everybody doing? Jesus Christ. I'm not getting booked anymore. Kenny's back in town. There goes that. All right. Zach, you're also not fucking any female comedians anymore because Kenny's back in town. Jesus. Give it up for Tyler earlier. Clearing out all the white people. He should run for governor. Shit. Oh, man. I don't give a fuck if you guys don't laugh. I had sex before. I'm comfortable with silence. Fuck. Kenny, since you've been gone, I lost 40 pounds, dude.
You look great.
Still got titties, though. They're just more perkier and pronounced. Who would have thought I lost a waist size and a cup size? Fuck that shit. Started doing jujitsu. Started doing it with dudes. Started liking them too much, so I had to quit. It was weird, man. It was weird. Whoever invented that sport's a fucking rapist. I don't care. You have to bring a person to the ground and have them say no numerous times. Fuck that. That's not gonna fly with me. Get over Kenny being back though, looking like a homosexual power fucking Ninja Turtle. Turtle in a half bag. I can say that now because Pride Month is over. It's freedom of speech from now on. Yes, I work in the back. They pay me by toppings. Had to get my life together. Had to really get a job and shit. Couldn't do my small business of selling plants that are not grown in a house or in a lab. They're just here. Oh, what else am I going to talk about? How do you guys like this stage? I'm like scared because I'm hearing cracks. And I don't want to build another one. Fuck, man. It's hot as fuck back there. Hot as fuck. This shit's like a sauna. I'm over here. No, like Parmesan when I get home. You know how unattractive that is? Going after a date. This shit reminds me of my room. It's hot as fuck. But it doesn't smell like pizza. It sure does smell like cheese though. Alright, I got a couple laughs here. Jesus Christ. Yeah, man, I had to lose weight though. I choked in my sleep 3 months ago. I dreamt of Thanksgiving. Shit was fucked up. Man, I was fat my whole life though. And you know, everybody goes through like depression when they gain weight. I'm not used to that shit. I've been teased my whole life. My mom used to make me homemade costumes. Because at a young age, I was too wide for the kid ones, but the length fit me. But I was too short for the adult ones. So every time I'd do like a Batman or whatever, the elbow would be all the way up my bicep. The fucking logo would be up like in my chest. So my mom had to make me costumes. She used to be a seamstress too, so it was like right up her alley. I used to be embarrassed, but Halloween was my favorite holiday anyways. I said, Mom, I want to be Batman. She was like, all right, fuck, okay, I'll make you a Batman costume. My mask was a pant leg. My ears couldn't stand up. My cape was a towel. It was so fucked up. I had the worst Halloween costume. I'm over here walking to school embarrassed, like I hope nobody makes fun of me. Nobody gave a fuck if my costume was homemade. The first thing the motherfucker said was, I ain't never seen a fat ass Batman before. What are you doing? Eating crime? Fuck that shit. They teased my whole life. First joke, kindergarten. They were like, where were you born in? A McDonald's play place? In a ball pit? Like, fuck you. Matter of fact, I have. Yeah, man, it's just crazy. It's just crazy being fat. I embraced it, though. I embraced it. You get to ride that little wheelchair at Safeway all the time, so you gotta walk around. They don't say shit if you're fat. They're like, well, where's your disability card? I'm like, I can't even tie my shoes. You think I let alone want to walk? Well, all this groceries and shit? Fuck that shit. Oh man, but losing weight's crazy, man. I've been wearing like sizes that I used to wear in like the 7th grade. It's kind of weird. It's kind of fucking weird. What else? What else should I talk about? What else? My mom's coming in 2 months. It's gonna be really funny when I have to tell her I'm getting evicted. So I'm gonna live in the best hotel ever and try to stay there. Oh, how's job? How's everybody working now? Everybody's all opened up. That shit fucking sucks. I try to lie in my resume. I try to say I was an electrician. Because nobody really checks. I'm over here looking at a wall full of wires, looking at YouTube tutorials, or whatever you say, however you say. Fuck that shit. I tried to be an admin, send emails, make appointments. Every email was misspelled, even with spell check. Every fucking email was misspelled. Dropped out of high school, that's why. They put me in special ed classes. I said, fuck that shit. 9th grade, fucking 8 teachers, 4 students. This shit's embarrassing. I'm staying home. I'm not gonna retard college after this shit. This shit's fucking stupid. So I end up working at a pizza place. Who would have thought? 20 years later, I'm working at a pizza place. Like a veteran in toppings and cheese. Shit. Oh, I'm like in a pizza making union. It's just crazy though. It's a humbling experience though. Because, you know, if anybody knows King's Pizza, I'm the most person qualified for this position. The most person. Oh man, how do you guys like the new getup? I've been lying to every girl that came in. I said I built this with my bare hands. My hands are soft as shit. It wasn't no blood, sweat, and tears. It was just sweat, because I was just staring at the people building this shit. Fuck, man. And you know what, Paco? Give it for Paco. That was great promoting. Mystery host. Mystery host. He takes a picture with Bill Cosby the day before, though. Mystery host. I was expecting Bill Cosby. Give me a real rapist. Shit. Fuck that shit. I want Bill Cosby to do dirty jokes. Like I'm in prison, you know? I'm just putting it in. Bill Cosby's all gay now. Nah, we just get Kenny Kusaka. Tells everybody he's on a road trip. Motherfucker, you just transferred your homelessness. Motherfucker went state to state to live off the land. Fucking liar. I went sightseeing. No, you've been sleeping in a car for 3 months. Fuck you. How much time do I have left? Fuck that shit.
Do you want to go for real?
No, I don't really care. I mean, I don't necessarily care. Because I want to sit down with this whole shirt's buttoned and I want to start a mass shooting. As soon as I sit down, he got fucked. Damn kid, I'll poke an eye out right now. Fuck that shit.
Downstairs.
Oh man, I'm glad that you're live streaming this, Paco, because I'll look taller on YouTube. This shit's great. I'm about to put 6'4" on my Tinder profile. And lie to the bitch when she meets me. I'll tell her I have cancer or something. Fuck. I'll have that sympathy sex. Yeah, man. Fuck. I'm eating on Christian Mingle. Fuck that shit. I'll be cut pasting Bible verses. Don't even know what the fuck it is. Like walk to the valley of shadow of death. That's the only thing I know. Is that a rap song? I'm about to get off stage in a second. I'm like sweating, but my nipples are hard. So this is a weird chemical imbalance for me. I'll leave you guys with this. If you guys took the vaccine? Everybody's all vaccinated here? God bless your soul. Fuck that shit. I'm taking that shit when it's edible. I've tried heroin. I love needles. Fuck that shit. Let me get that shit. Give me a Flintstone gummy. Because if I take the vaccine and like it, I'll be in a Blaisdell every other day with a fake name like this. Hey guys, what's up? I'm next. All right, that's my time. Let's get over Kenny Kasaka.
Oh my goodness, wow. Rayo's the only dude that was so fat that he lost weight working at a pizza place. And you look great though, buddy. No, you are next. I just wanted you to be on standby. Are you cool to go next?
Sure, I guess.
Everybody's like backing out and too fucked up to get on stage.
Oh, you're the host. I see.
I am the host. No, yeah. Do you want to go up? Are you ready?
I'll go.
Okay, please give it up for your next comic, Mr. Joel Kopp.
Thank you. We are all professionals here. You want to go? What was I going to talk to you about? Everything looks like it's getting back to normal with the COVID. Who's happy that everything's getting back to normal with COVID? Yeah? You just said no. Thank you. Thank you. I am not happy about it either. Finally, somebody that understands. I've been saying this for a while. I'm not happy that everything's back to normal because everyone that's happy about it, you have like futures and careers and stuff. But for like people like me with a fake job, like stand-up comedian, COVID was like this wonderful, magical time period where nothing anybody did mattered. It was amazing, right? You can wake up at the crack of 2 p.m. Masturbate. Play video games for 2 hours. Masturbate again.
Get a new haircut.
Binge watch freaking Tiger King for 5 hours. It was amazing. I thought we were going to have world peace for a second. Did you notice? While everybody was at home wanking it, the skies cleared up, the water got better, everything, like that was the solution. And then somehow I was like, we got to get back to work. I called my weed dealer the other day, he was like, I got a full-time job. I'm like, son of a bitch!
Sorry.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
Right? And you know the same thing, things aren't even quite normal. Yeah, we still have to close at midnight. Why do we still have to do that? Everybody like that never made any sense. Does COVID get stronger after midnight? I think you're thinking werewolves. It's werewolves that get stronger after midnight, not COVID. I don't know. I've been trying to think of things to talk about that aren't COVID related. I only think of silly stuff. Now, like, I've been trying to do more, like, content. Like, I'm writing a pitch for a Lethal Weapon 5. The next Lethal Weapon. In this Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson kills all the bad guys. But then at the end, the families of the bad guys march on Washington, D.C., and then he goes to jail for the rest of his life. And then Danny Glover, he also goes to jail for, like, 50 years. And he was like, I was 2 days from retirement! God damn it. That's very stupid. What else did I have? I have this weird thought, like, you know the Marvel movies? I really hope that, like, hundreds of years in the future, that, like, the mythology, all the myths that we tell each other, it's like the Marvel movies and stuff like that. And a lot of people are like, no, that's bullshit, but, like, if you think about it, the myths that we had from the past were kind of shitty. Right? We were very imaginative when it came to thinking of like monsters and stuff. Like think of like Greek mythology, the Cyclops. Right? It was like, ooh, he's a monster that has one eye. So he's actually disabled a little bit. The story should have been called Hercules versus the Giant Disabled Man. But that wouldn't have been as interesting. And then what other like mythological movies? We have the unicorn. Like, oh. It's a horse with one horn. Oh! It's so magical. It's like, I got a goat here with 2 perfectly good horns. No, fuck the goat. He's evil. 2 horns is evil. 1 horn. Magical. What else we got? We have the Minotaur. It's a man with the head of a bull that is actually much weaker than an actual bull. And if you'll notice, we have a lot of beef-flavored dishes, so apparently the bull is also too weak. All these monsters suck, is what I'm trying to say. Right? Even the monsters we think about today, like freaking the Yeti. It's like, oh, it's an ape that lives in the snow. Oh! Wow, that's amazing. These are the things I think about now that Trump is out of office. That's all I'm trying to say. There's nothing to talk about anymore. Let's talk about. Here's one way that I know things are getting back to normal. I was Asian people. They're thinking of us like we're crazy rich again. Finally, like they need to come out with Crazy Rich Asians 2 and 3 back to back really quick just to get us back on that track again. You know what I mean? Because like the other day I was walking down the street and some guy was like, "Hey, look at Jackie Chan." I'm like, "All right." And normally I would have been like, "That's kind of racist and annoying," but just this time last year, that same guy would have been like, "Hey, you bat soup eating disease piece of shit." So, like, oh god, I guess I'll take my bat soup to go then. Shit, crazy. Then back in between, they're like, BTS. Hey, look at you with BTS. That was actually a compliment. You know, like I'm not. Did you know what BTS is? The Korean K-pop band. Yeah, you know what that is, right? I'm not actually in BTS, but I am in a K-pop band for middle-aged Asian guys. We're called IBS. Our dance numbers are really short because usually somebody just shits their pants in the middle of them. That's an actual joke. Okay, I'm doing actual jokes now. God damn it. Here's you guys like one-liners? I have a very dirty one-liner for you. Okay. All right. It's a question. It's a warmer question. And the question is, if you are getting your ass eaten by a person with epilepsy, would you call that a seizure salad? Is that what that's just called? Don't laugh at that. Stop. These are the only jokes I've thought of in the past 5 weeks. Help! No. What was I thinking? Oh, here's something. Is anybody visiting from out of town? You are? Where are you from?
Ohio.
You're from Ohio?
It's a lie. Sorry, I'm from New Jersey, but I live in Ohio.
That's funny because like most people lie that they're from Ohio. Like they don't want to say that they're from Ohio. Right, but you live in New Jersey, so Ohio is the thing that you lie about. Do you have a lot of Asian people in New Jersey? You do now? Oh, not New Jersey. Sorry, Ohio. Right. Okay. That's interesting. Hawaii's interesting because, like, you may have noticed that, like, there's a lot of Asian people in Hawaii, but we're not the same. We're not like regular Asian. I call us Lasians. We're not regular Asian people. And it becomes really clear how lazy Asian people are in Hawaii when you go to Japan, which I've been to. Right? I've been to Japan, and even in the most backwoods, rural area of Japan, the roads there are pristine. Not a single pothole anywhere. Anywhere. And the reason because there's a guy that's been in charge of that road for his entire life. And if one pothole were to form, he would have to walk into the suicide forest to save his family's honor. Not so here. We don't give a fuck. We pave our roads with candy here. Every time it rains, the roads dissolve. That's what happens here. In Japan, I went 600 miles in 2.5 hours on their rail. Here, we got $10 billion to build our rail here with a native Japanese population. And they're like, oops, the wheels don't fit. What the fuck? There's only 2 conclusions I have to reach about this situation. One, that there's something about the water in Hawaii that makes Asian people bad at their jobs somehow. Or number 2, that in Japan, radioactive contamination only makes the Japanese stronger somehow. I think it's the second one. We nuked Japan twice, and they're 50 years ahead of us. How the fuck does that happen? We didn't even slow them down. They had a nuclear power plant explode. They're still ahead of us. How did this shit happen? We have potholes in Hawaii in speed bumps. Have you seen that yet? I don't even know what to call that. I just drive as fast as I can over it. I figure it cancels it out. You know what I mean? One thing that's good in Hawaii though is I'll never have to worry about getting attacked by a crazy person just because I'm Asian. The Stop Asian Hate thing it doesn't happen in Hawaii. You know what I mean? And it's a horrible thing, the Asian hate thing. But like I can't like sometimes I can't like it's just nice as an Asian person to be noticed finally. I know it's terrible. It's terrible that it took old Asian people getting knocked over to be noticed, but like I just feel like I need to milk this for all it's worth. You know what I mean? Like, just the next time a white person even slightly brushes up against me, I'm just gonna take a flop like LeBron James. Oh God, hate crime! Oh, you see that? Oh, what? Full contact. Come on! Free throw, no! This is bullshit.
She's done that like 3 times.
We're the refs. I still have more time. Okay, I'll keep going. Kenny, you are the worst host ever, but you know what? I can keep going. I don't care.
What do you want us to like?
I don't give a shit. No, I don't. I'm just gonna keep.
Wait, are we clapping for me?
I'm just gonna keep doing. I'm just gonna keep doing more stuff that I thought up.
Please do.
Anybody a fan of Nelly? Nelly? I noticed that a lot of old musicians are coming out with new stuff. Like Nelly has a new album now. I saw him in a video, and I'm really happy for him because he doesn't have the Band-Aid on his face anymore. It's like that shit finally healed. He had this Band-Aid on his face for like 3 years. I'm like, dude, get some Neosporin, damn. Oh, what am I doing with my life? I had that. I had that. I guess I'll do this one. I like to think of myself. Do you guys consider yourself progressive woke people? No, I guess not. That's fine. Not so much. I try. It's hard, isn't it? It's really difficult. I try to respect everybody, but I did something I never thought I would do today. I misgendered somebody. I know, right?
I just found Target coffee mugs that say him and her.
It's horrible. I was really embarrassed about it. It was really fucked up because this poor lady wasn't even trans. That was the worst part. Just a regular cisgender heterosexual woman who I mistook for trans. That's arguably just as bad. She was super upset. I gotta tell you. And I'm like, listen, Zimzer, him, her, whatever you want to be called. These mistakes happen, all right? How was I supposed to know that you are merely Eastern European and not transgender? How was I supposed to know that? I didn't ask for your passport because we don't do that in America. Anyway, tell your mom I said I'm sorry. You're just the first person in the rest. More? Okay, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. No, we're not gonna. I will not stop.
Please don't. Keep
Even
going.
when you give me the light.
Keep
All right, I'm gonna tell you 2 things about myself real quick. The first thing you're not really gonna believe, and then the second thing you're gonna be like, okay, that makes more sense. All right. I have an unusual amount of body hair on me. I know. Nobody believes me. Nobody ever believes me. That's understandable. But you have to understand that all the body hair that nature thought to put on me, it was concentrated directly on my nipples. That's where all of it is. That's funny to some people. It's not okay. Okay, so, but I know other people have other dudes have nipple hair too, you know. But mine's Asian hair. It's straight, so it like dangles down out of my man titties, like 2 little Fu Manchu mustaches, just like freaking dangling in the breeze. That's why I can't even tell I'm an actual old Asian person. I can just grow all my hair out like long and white, grow my Fu Manchu mustaches long and white, and just squat in a corner of Chinatown, stroking them very, very wisely like a kung fu master. And then some random homeless person will push me down and steal all my stuff. No. Oh, what else is going on in the world today? I think we're gonna beat racism, though. I think we are. You don't think so, Mike? We're not gonna beat discrimination against retarded people, but we will beat racism. I think. And we're gonna do it using science. That's what I've discovered. You know, I consider myself a man of science. You know, I've watched at least 100 Joe Rogan videos, so I think I know what I'm talking about. Okay, But I saw this one. He had a scientist on his show. He was talking about this scientific breakthrough called CRISPR. Have you heard of that? Yeah. It's a genetic device where you can actually edit your DNA to whatever you want, which sounds crazy and scary, but I have hope for humanity. You know, I think that they'll perfect this technology, and in 50 years, if you get convicted of a hate crime, your punishment is they change you into the race of the person you committed the hate crime against. That is the best punishment I could possibly think of. Can you imagine if David Duke got sentenced to 50 years being Mexican and gay? Wouldn't that be the most perfect punishment? You couldn't give them everything, though. You couldn't give white supremacy. You couldn't give them the giant black penis. You couldn't give them that. It'd be more like North African on top and North Korean on the bottom. That's what it would be. Dennis Rodman up here, Kim Jong-un down here. You know. Just so in 50 years you can be reading a newspaper like, holy shit! Hate crimes are down by 99%. That's amazing. But suicides by white guys with little Asian dicks is up by like 2 billion%. What an amazing future we live in. Kenny, no. I'm gonna keep going. Not until you kick me off the stage.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
No, okay, fine, I'm done. Thank you, everybody. 20 hot minutes for you.
That was really good. That was like a full. The light was only the halfway mark, man. You should have kept going for. No. You were fine. You were fine. I am doing just awful at hosting. I've missed King's Pizza. This is so fun. Hey, Kelly, how are you? I'm not actually doing awful. You're a person whose opinion matters. I'm killing it. Fucking crushing right now. I expected that to go better. Okay. Alrighty, we're gonna bring up your next presentator of the comedies. Please welcome to the stage Miss Liz Barney.
What's up, guys? I might not be in a condition to be up here right now. I'm not sure. We'll work on that. Bill Cosby. Where's Paco? Paco, are you a Cosby fan? Where'd he go?
Free Cosby!
Apparently he just got out of jail today. I know, or yesterday or something. Paco was pretty excited about Cosby getting out of jail. You know, some male comics go to therapists. Others just become racist. I'm a little too high, sorry. I have daddy issues. Does anyone here have daddy issues? Just me, cool. That's what I thought. And by daddy issues, I mean, this guy was asking me what my type is. And I have to admit, I kind of like dating dads. Yeah, I have a thing for dads. I think I hit my 30s and I realized I'd rather kind of be someone's child than raise someone's child, and kind of into dads. Now, nothing turns me on like, you know, like the faded jeans. Yeah, tucked into those like athletic shoes. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I actually went on a date with a dad the other day, and no joke, he was like, "Hoo boy, you ready for this? It's gonna be an adventure." And he reached into his minivan and he pulled out a fanny pack. But I was cool with it because it turned out he had magic mushrooms in his fanny pack. And then he turned his baseball cap around backwards, so I knew he was a cool dad. Yeah. Sorry. Ian's face right now is like, Liz, this is more than I ever wanted to know about your kinks. So I'm a business owner. This last month I've been fucking crazy because I've been training all these new employees, reopening my business with COVID and stuff, and I'm attending a comedy, but I don't know, I actually decided I'm going to scale back my business, and a lot of people have been giving me advice about that, which, like, I take advice from my friends who don't run businesses in the same way. Yes, this is for you, Zach. He was giving me advice today. Alright, so taking advice from a friend on your business is like taking advice on relationships from like a friend who's been single for 10 years. You're like, oh, So you play games and you don't tell them what you want. And how's that working out for you? I'm sorry. Let me try to like remember something that I wrote when I was not high. Thank you, Trevor. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This is what I was meaning to talk about. Oh, so I do think one advantage of being a business owner is that after years of reading resumes and interviewing potential employees, I think that the skills have actually really prepared me for reading through dating profiles. This is my first time ever going through online dating profiles. And I just have to say that, like, if people wrote their resumes the way people write their dating profiles, like, interviewing people for my business would have been way more fun. Like, you have the, like, elusive Mr. Bond, right? He's like, it's like, what are your skills? And he's like, wouldn't you like to know? And it's like, what are you looking for? Just seeing what's out there. Or, how long do you want to stay at this position? Well, let's see what happens. A little bit more interesting interviewing people. You also have, like, I feel like I really missed out because I never got any resumes from, like, those super aggressive guys who are, like, confrontational. I call them Mr. Confrontational. They'd be like, don't even think of asking me on an interview for this job if you like micromanaging or you own a small dog. Right? Like, I see the way these people are rating their dating profiles, and I'm like, how have you ever gotten a job? Like, I don't know. Have I been up here for 8 minutes or 3?
It's only been a minute and a half.
Okay, all right, last dad date joke. I actually had this guy ask me to go to a networking event for entrepreneurs. And I was like, I don't go to networking events. Like, I'm not really good with nets or any kind of work. That's why I never became a fishman. But, so I ended up going to this networking event, and I walked into the room, and there was 7 guys sitting around a round table. And they're like, oh, come in. They were waiting for me. There was like, I was thinking like networking event, like you're going, or cocktails, whatever. And I sit down, and this is last week. Yeah. So I sit down, and I'm like, oh man, it's a real boys club here. And they're like, well, what do you expect from the Naval Academy? They're like, and they're like, let's get started. So the guy's like, thank you all for joining our Naval Academy, whatever, like graduates. Alumni Entrepreneur Association. We start by going around the room and saying what year we graduated from the academy, what our names, what our businesses. I'm like, fuck. Right next to me. He's like, we're gonna go this way. I'm like, oh, thank God. So everyone starts going around the room and they're telling their names and their businesses and they're making all these jokes about like, I don't know, like ships and weird things. And I'm like, well, please don't get to me, please don't get to me. And they get progressively drunker. So by the time it gets to me, they're like fucking wasted. And I would just, all I said was, where did you graduate from? And I was like, hi, I'm Liz. And they're like, hi, Liz. And I was like, I'm an alcoholic. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, sorry, this is the wrong room. And then they were like, what year did you graduate from the academy? And I was like, I graduated in the year of never. And I was like, I gotta be honest, guys, here. I've never been on a submarine in my life, but I do appreciate a man who knows how to go down. Yeah. So I don't remember what happened the rest. Anyways, so this dad that had invited me on this date to this entrepreneur thing and failed to tell me it was a Naval Academy blah 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 bullshit thing. Took me to the car the next morning. And he was like, he ruffled my hair and gave me a kiss in the head. He was like, okay, good luck, kiddo. And then gave me a hard-boiled egg from his lunchbox. And he's like, don't eat it all in one place. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to read my notes. That's it. I should have been pulled off the stage way earlier. I'm sorry.
Oh, you did fantastic. She begged to go up, you guys. I was like, Liz, I don't know if this is a good idea. You seem a little inebriated. And she was like, please, I just need to go on stage. She did fantastic. Please keep that energy up for the next guy coming to the stage. One of my favorite forces of nature in the universe. Please give a warm King's Pizza welcome to Rohan.
make noise for the fuck of it. Come on. Get some energy in this. Oh my god, I can't. It's too much. Oh, that I do not like this semi-amp. Although this is a mask that I'm selling. You can find it Rohan's Riders at all the social media at Merck. I'm saying, man, this comedy thing's hard. You know, it's hard. You gotta make shows. You gotta be funny. And like, I'm not either one of those capabilities yet. But I do know how to sell merchandising. If you want to buy a hat, I have a one-of-a-kind Mike Rayo hat. Yeah, Rayo, you in here? He doesn't want me to sell this, but it's gonna be like $400 just to be real. Oh man, so I don't know if you guys have ever done like Zoom meetings. Yeah, you ever been on Zoom? Anyone like have a job? People with jobs? Right on, that's good for you guys. Yeah, I retired like 10 years ago. Yeah, after I basically told my wife I didn't want to work anymore, she said, okay, take care of the kids. And after I failed at that, she got a TRO. You guys know what a TRO? You guys all look like good, upstanding citizens here. Temporary restraining order. 10 points. 10 points. So, yeah, the pandemic made me go insane. Actually, it wasn't the pandemic, it was the marriage. It's been about 19 years now. Fucking 19 years. Mike, you married?
Ex-wife.
Okay, so you know, see? You went the lucky route. I didn't get that far. Fuck, she tried to divorce me, man. The judge said no. I don't know how this happened. This is true story. This is true story. Judge said no, you gotta stay with that guy, man. I don't know, things are weird. Things are all kind of mixed up, flipped around. My daughters don't want me to be their father, but then their grades fall, and so they're like, can you please help us with our grades? And I'm like, get your ass into school. And they're like, there's no school, Dad. And I'm like, leave me alone. I'm drinking in the bedroom. Fuck, man. Being a father is actually one of the most expensive jobs I've ever had. He knows what I'm talking about, man. I got paid for being a husband. That was great, you know. My wife, she's Japanese. I don't know if any of you have a Japanese wife. Probably not. See a lot of women in the crowd, which is good. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, we got a Chinese person. We got a Chinese person. Ni hao. 对不起，他们不懂. I know. It's okay. The people on the interweb, they'll know. That's the whole thing. This whole thing about the WebEx and the Zoom chats and all this shit. Like, I never had to deal with any of it. The first experience I had was watching my daughters try to log in. That was hilarious. That was you got kids just sitting there in the corner, just like picking their nose. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, Master, I'll pay for that. Somehow. I don't know what I did, man. Shit, nail these things down. You broke the stage, Rayo. Wow. Yeah, so my daughters have to do the Zoom school. Did you have to do Zoom school, little man? No? No school for you? Homeschool. Oh, that's... If only my wife would agree. On so many levels. On so many levels. But no, so they did the homeschool. Not like that, but you know, they had to go to school at home through the interweb chat thing. I think it was WebEx. So that was my first time seeing that. But then I had to actually do it myself. Not for a job. Remember, I'm retired. Okay? Let's be clear about that. I do one job and one job only. Make you guys laugh. And I don't do it well. Okay? But I still do it. I show up to work. I try. So I'm here. Present. That was some shit, man. Literally, my daughters would have to sign up, log in, and say here, and then they could go and sleep the rest of the day. Fuck, homeschool is the better option, I think. Yeah, try to work school you guys right now. One job, work school. Whew, yeah. So web chat is a fucking cool thing. I had to do it for court. Now, I know. Again, looking around this room, I'm like, none of you have been to court before. Maybe. I got like 2 people I'm gonna pick out who've been to court. I'm not gonna point them out. You guys know who you are. But court's a crazy thing, right? You go to court, you gotta sit in the back and you're just listening to the judge say, okay, Mr. Johnson, you know what your charges are? Yes. And you know why you're here? Uh-huh. And what's your plea? Not guilty. Okay, public defender, call them. There's a phone right around the corner. And you're like, oh, fuck, okay. And this happens like 50 fucking times. Over and over again. Until, oh, no, I'm sorry. I forgot. There's like those few people who don't show up to court and they're like, Mr. Keegan, you've been to court. She knows exactly what I'm doing. Mr. Keegan, second call for Mr. Keegan. Bench warrant, Your Honor, $50. If you guys don't know what a bench warrant is, basically if you get pulled over for a traffic infringement and you haven't gone to court, then you gotta go to court, they'll arrest you. You do not want to do that on Memorial Day weekend or on July 4th Day weekend, which is today, so all you fucking drunk drivers, do not do it tonight, okay? You'll be in there until Tuesday morning. Now, if it was Zoom court, you could probably get in, you know? You can slide in with Zoom court. I don't know what the fuck is up with Zoom court. I tried to go to the courthouse and they're like, you can't come inside. We have a pandemic right now. Are you testing positive or negative? We don't care. You go back home and you log in. Here's the login ID. And so I had to go and figure this out like some geriatric parent, like, fucking H2 dash, oh my god. So I got logged in. And it's the same shit as if you go to court, but now you have all these multiple video screens of all the people who are just sitting there like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And you got some people, man, they're doing it the right way. You can literally almost see their side screen and they're just sitting there playing like Call of Duty Warfare. Like, it's not me yet? Okay. You got these other people doing it totally wrong. Totally wrong. This guy is fucking driving in his car, right? And he's looking down at his phone the whole time. And his name is Sanchez Father, yeah? And I'm like, Sanchez Father, that's kind of weird. And so I start like swiping left and like scrolling through all the different like people who are in court. And then I see Sanchez Son. And I'm like, Sanchez Son is just sitting there like, oh my God, Dad's gonna fucking kill me. Dad's gonna kill me. And I'm like, what's going on with this case? And so finally the court calls up. We'd like to bring up case number 795, State versus Sanchez. And the father's like, yes, Your Honor, I'm here. And the court prosecutor is like, wait, sir, hold on, Your Honor, are you driving right now? Are you fucking driving with your cell phone? And the guy's like, Sanchez dad, yeah? He's like, yeah, I am, but I'm not looking at my phone. It's like, you fucking idiot. They're like, no, you need to pull over right now. Like, right now, you're gonna get, like, contempt of court, all kinds of dumb shit. So, father doesn't pull over, and then the prosecutor is like, you know what? Sanchez dad, you're not even the person on this case. This is for Sanchez son. And Sanchez son is like, yeah, it was me. I did it. I'm guilty. Anyway, that was some crazy shit, man. Not as bad as the other one, though. So there was a mom. Is there any moms and daughters in here? No? Mom?
Oh, daughters? No.
Okay, we can do it for your son. It's almost the same thing. This shit was so bad. So the mom is in court, right? What's your son's name? No, don't tell me his name. We'll just say his name is Akio Nakamura.
Totally.
Akio Nakamura. So Akio Nakamura is in court, right? But he's not in court, his mom's in court trying to explain to the judge why she put pepper spray in her son's bag. Okay, I gotta work on that one. I got like 1 minute left, so I'm just gonna try and end it on like a funny note. The thing about Zoom is it's good for work, but not for selling weed. That's about all I got, guys. Thank you very much for my time. Aloha.
Well done, Rohan. Oh, do you want them? I got them for you right here, bud.
I'll take them, bro.
Okay. Well, Nico told me to tell you guys a story from the road. I mentioned I just went on a road trip, and I once